Hi, I'm Lyndsie, and my pronouns are she, her, and today I want to take you through a slightly more intermediate to advanced level Pilates session. I'm going to be honest here, I'm just going to be freestyling and seeing what feels good. I know that we're going to start up standing tall for some leg warm-up. We're going to get down to the mat for some abdominals. We're going to get on our sides, our back, every which way in our body. So go ahead and make sure you have your mat set up or whatever comfy surface you like to work out on, and come on up to standing to get going. Now, our feet are gonna be in parallel. Your width is kind of up to you. I like to say sit bone distance apart, but that's not super comfortable for everybody in existence. So find a nice toes pointed straight forward standing position that you feel supported and that you're not in this tiny little base of support and you're not super out wide here. So we're gonna find that kind of medium stance. We're gonna shake those arms out a little bit and then get nice and tall. I want you to just take a few big breaths to begin. Big breaths in, big exhales. Now we're gonna start adding our arms to this movement. As we breathe in, the arms come up overhead, and as we exhale, they come down. 3 more times. Last 2. And last 1. And push it down. Go ahead and bring your hands to your hips. If at any point you feel like you need a little extra support during this standing work, hang out near like a tabletop or a countertop or even the top of a foam roller, something that'll give you like a little ocean handle in case you get wiggly. All right, now on your next exhale, you're gonna lift your heels up and inhale, lower them. Starting to wake our feet up, moving through the ankles, calves. We're just starting literally from the ground up, my friends. Trying to think about those heels drawing straight up a little elevator shaft, right to your tush. Now, if you feel yourself having a lot of pressure on your pinky toe joint here, try to roll in towards that big toe joint. We're trying to get strong, sturdy ankles. If you've ever been prone to ankle sprains or twisting your ankles just out and walking around, calf raises are your best friend. You need to build those muscles. 3, 2, I know calves are warm already. Last 1. And flatten those feet. I'm gonna turn so you can see me. You don't need to turn. Feet are still in that similar shape. We're gonna go to some booty out squats and we're gonna add some arm movement to it. So as we inhale, we come on down, arms out in front of us. And exhale, we stand up and push the arms back behind. Inhale, we lower. Exhale, we lift. Bringing those thighs into the mix, starting to get them warmed up. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Squat it and pulse down, 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 down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand up tall, and now pump the arms up here. Come to your squat and pulse. 3, 2, 1. Stand up tall, pulse the arms. 2, 1. Last set, come down and pulse. Pulse, pulse, pulse. 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand up tall, pulse the arms. Last set like this. 3, 2, 1. Let your arms hang. All right, we're gonna now find an externally rotated stance, a pretty close one. So I like to pick a foot up and rotate from my hip socket and then kind of match the angle on the other side. Now here, if your heels touch, sweet, squeeze them. If you're built like me and they don't touch, don't worry about it. Your main goal here is to try to, as we go into calf raises in this position, not let your knees bow out to the sides, okay? So find a little inner thigh squeeze, get tall, hands on those hips, and on your next exhale, without letting the legs bow open, lift your heels and lower them. It's harder than it sounds, isn't it? The first time I came up, my knees were like, ooh, how do I open? Now here, this is another set of calf raises that are great to work through if you have ankles that like to roll. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Drop those heels. Now, we're gonna go to another set of squats here, but they're gonna be more flat back, and they're not gonna be super big. Because in this tight external rotation, our ankles can only take so much flexion, okay? Hands on hips, imagine your back up against a wall, and then on an inhale, lower down, letting the knees open out to the sides, and exhale, stand back up. Inhale down, exhale up. 4 more. Oh yeah, my quads are so tired already. 3, and up. Last 2, and up. 1 more time. Come on down. Now hold here and give me little pulses. Down, down, down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up we come. Now let's step this to a slightly wider externally rotated stance. It doesn't have to be massive. I want you to be realistic here. I'm gonna de-rotate a little bit just so I feel more stable. And now we're gonna do a set of calf raises here. Hands back on those hips or over a surface to help stabilize you. And then exhale, lifts. Inhale, lowers. You know, I can already tell you I'm gonna get real sweaty. And I don't know how flattering this color bodysuit's gonna be when it gets sweaty. So if stuff gets weird, you're there with me, right? This is my first time really giving this bodysuit a test drive, and we will see how it goes. For 3, 2, and 1. Flatten those feet. Now, back against a wall again. Imagine that your back is just gonna slide down that wall as we squat and right back up. Now, as you come down, I want you to think pushing wide left and right and as you come up. So think, how do I get wide here? How do the outer edges of my feet push? They're not actually sliding or rotating anymore, but your intention is a little different. And man, can you feel the outer part of your hips fire up. For 3, and up. Last 2, and up. Last 1 sticks. Come on down, hold it. Now 1 foot, lift that heel and lower. Lift the other heel and lower. Back and forth. 1 more each way. And stand up tall. Whew. Walk your feet back in to a parallel position, all your toes pointed straight forward. And then we're gonna take a couple of roll downs. We're gonna take a big breath in. Exhale, chin to chest. Dive down and forward, taking the arms with you, letting them pull you towards the floor. Heavy hang at the bottom. Oh, you might feel a heck of a calf stretch after all that calf work. Soften the knees, breathe in, and come right back up. Two more just like this, big breath. Exhale, chin down towards your chest. Dangle those arms and peel it forward, as if you're peeling off that wall we were sliding down earlier. Now on your way back up, I want you to curl back up in a fashion that feels like you're stretching your shirt on the backside of your body. Oh, yeah. And stand up tall one more time. Now on your way down, try to find that same sensation, like you're stretching the fabric on the backside of your shirt. Exhale, chin to chest. Stretch that shirt. Peel it down. Oh. Yes. Big breath in at the bottom. Soften your knees and peel your way back up, stretching the back of that shirt you're wearing. And come up nice and tall. All right, we're gonna come down to our mat finally. We're gonna start with a little bit of quadruped. Now, if being down on your hands and knees is rough for you, remember you can pad your knees. And then if your wrists are not a huge fan of this, which most people's aren't, you can get something to put your forearms down on, totally relevant. Or if you wanna just skip that, put your fists down. Give that a go. It makes you a little bit higher, and it's not ideal in my mindset, but it's a good place to be if you don't wanna have to go and grab some supplies. So, knees are down right underneath your pelvis. Hands are directly down underneath your shoulders. And then, on your next exhale, you're gonna tuck your tailbone towards the floor and stretch the back of that shirt one more time, rounding your spine towards the sky. Now we're gonna go the other way. Lifting your chest forward and your tailbone up to the ceiling, chest proud. 2 more times. Curl, curl, curl. Stretch the back of that shirt. And reach it out. Send that tush away. And back in. And roll through extension, lifting that chest and tailbone. And then let's neutralize, coming back to a center position. Now you're gonna tuck your toes underneath here. You're gonna shift your weight left and right a few times, starting to prep your wrists a little bit, give them little circles maybe, see what's up with them. Now very often in things like yoga, they tell you to like spread your hands out super wide. And I don't find that really conducive to most people's wrists. So if at any point you feel like your wrists are just shot, walk your hands out a little further. It's gonna reduce the angle of resistance on that joint and also scoop your hands like you're making a little cup, okay? Toes are tucked under, take a nice big breath in, and on your exhale, hover your knees. And inhale, set them down. 4 more. And down. I'm gonna walk my hands back under me. 3. And down. Last 2. And down. Last 1. Hold this and breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees come down, pop off your wrists, sit back on your heels. If this is not ideal for you, you're gonna pop up to hips up right away. We're just gonna come off the wrists for a moment. I'm gonna counter stretch mine the other way. I'll put the tops of my hands down on the mat and rock a little side to side. Now we're gonna start getting our hip extensors to start working and back to our arms. That early press stuff we did earlier from squats, we're gonna add it here. Now, arms are out in front of you. If you were in that high squat, come down temporarily. We're not gonna be here long. Arms out in front of you, palms facing in. And on your exhale, you're gonna push the arms back as the hips come forward. And then inhale back down. As you press up, squeeze that booty and down. Four more. 3. Last 2. And last 1. Hold up here. Now, we're gonna pump the arms towards each other. Little flaps like wings. 3, 2, 1. And relax the arms. I'm turning so you can see me, you don't need to. We're gonna do a little shoulder warm up. Take those arms out to a T. If you're done and don't like being up on your knees, you're welcome to come to like a crisscross sort of foot position or leg position. Shoulders out of your ears. Now give me little baby circles. Palms are facing down currently. We're drawing with that middle finger, and the circles may be like the size of a tea saucer. It's not really big. And then pause and reverse. High shoulders. They're waking up and going, oh, you haven't used me in a while. What are you doing? For 3, 2, 1, pause here. Now rotate the palms forward and close the arms in front of you and open them back out as wide as you can get them. Close and open. 3 and open. 2 and open. Last 1 and open. Come back to just in line with your body, and then give me little baby circles here too, with palms forward. They're different. They feel very different. My shoulders are like flipping the bird at me right now because forward is just a whole other ball game. Reverse. I say whole other ball game like I know anything about sports. I don't. 2, 1, lower those arms that weigh 1,000,000 pounds now. We're gonna come back down to quadruped to get a little oblique work in. So hands come down. I'm scooping those hands so that my wrists get a little support system. My toes are gonna tuck back under. And on your next exhale, you're gonna hover those knees. Now keep them hovering, and we're gonna twist them to the right and then twist them to the left. Back and forth, pivoting on the toes. 1 more each way. Back to center, knees come down, pop up off your wrists. We're now gonna bring our legs out in front of us. So come on and scoot forward a bit on your mat. We're gonna have a soft bend to our knees. We're gonna start more of our abdominal work warm up with some flexion in the half roll down series. So, arms come out in front of you. Take a moment to plug your shoulders onto your back and squeeze your armpits. And what I mean by that is like, when you squeeze them, you kind of find a connection of your arm to your ribs. Now on your next exhale, rock off your sit bones and curl back to a C curve. Breathe in and exhale up. Just keep rolling. Exhale down and up. Two more like this. Last one in this format. And up. We're gonna add on. Curl back, hold it. Take the arms overhead 3 times. And up we come. 2 more sets. Curl it back 3 times up. And up. Last one. Curl it back 3 times. 2, and 1. Arms come forward, use it. Hands back behind you on the mat. Press into the heels of your hands and slide your scapula towards each other, lift your chest. Walk your feet in a little bit closer. Now, at any point, if you need more space, you're gonna walk your feet wider. You can give yourself as much space as you need here. I'm gonna scoop those hands in the back again, because in a moment, we're lifting our tush up and doing this sort of reverse table position. Take a big breath in, and on your exhale, scoop your booty and lift your pelvis to the sky. Inhale, taps it down. Exhale, lifts. 4 more. 3. Last 2. And last 1. Butt comes down. Arms come back out in front of you and your feet walk away again. We're gonna do some water skier moments. So, arms come out in front of you. Catching my breath. And on your exhale, we're gonna rock off our sit bones, sweep one arm out, rotating and looking at it. And then right back up. Alternating sides. And up. Scoot forward, that couch is just slightly in the way. And up. And up. 2 more pairs. And up. 1 more each way. And lift, last one. And up we go. Now here, walk your heels in towards you. Again, if you need space, take your feet wider. You're gonna put your hands on those shins. Think about pulling your heels towards your chest. Curl back, find that stretching sensation across the back of your shirt again. And then on your exhale, point your toes and rock off your sit bones and rock back up. Woo! 4 more. And up. 3. And up. 2. And 1. And up. Now we're gonna rock back and stay back there. So curl it back, hang out here. Keep holding onto your right leg, send your left leg out long and reaching. Pull right knee in and switch. And switch. And switch. 3, 2, 1. Both legs in, hold, hold, hold. Head down. 2 big breaths. Next exhale curls you back up. Now you're gonna extend that left leg long again, keep holding onto your right, and then you're gonna straighten that right leg to the sky and hold on to whatever part you can get to. Pull it in towards you twice, and long legs switch. Last pair. Both knees in, head down, feet down too. Take your arms out wide to a T and walk your feet as wide as your mat. Now here, drop both knees to the right, letting your left hip pop up, and turning your head to the left in opposition too. Just catching our breath for a moment before we get back into this ab series. Now on your next exhale, you're gonna wrangle those legs and swing them the other way. And then use an exhale to swing yourself back to center. Pull those knees in towards your chest. Curl up head and chest. Now we're gonna do double leg stretch. So both legs and arms reach in opposition. The arms sweep around as the legs pull in. Open and close. Open and close. 3 more. Head down, feet down, arms out. All right, bring those legs back in. Curl up head and chest. We're gonna let the left leg go, keep holding onto the right leg, and then take the hands back behind your head and rotate towards it. And switch. Crisscross. Last one. Both in, head down, feet down. You'll notice as I get through the abdominal series of 5, I take breaks more frequently. Because man, is it tiring. My heart rate is up. All right, our last little bit here is gonna be another one that'll have the hands back behind the head. But we are going to curl up in the same fashion. We're gonna pull the knees in towards us first, elbows out wide. Curl up head and chest. Now, hands come behind your head, and we're gonna straighten those legs up. We're gonna lower them slightly and lift them 5 more times. Both knees come in, head down, feet down. Rest the arms down by your sides. Walk your feet into a position that feels appropriate for pressing your hips to the ceiling, because we're gonna go to an articulated bridge now. Take a moment and press your shoulders back into your mat. Get wide across your chest. Find a connection with your upper arms onto the floor. And then on your next exhale, imprint your spine and peel up one little bone at a time. Hips come up high, big breath in. Soften through your chest and roll your way back down, trying to stretch that shirt again. Neutralize at the bottom. 3 more times like this. And down. Last 2. And down. Last 1. And down we come. Now we're gonna add on, my friends. Take a big breath in. Exhale, imprint your spine, tilting that pelvis, and peel up to your bridge. Now, without trying to show a lot of visible shift, you can put your fingertips on your pelvis if that helps. We're gonna bring one leg to tabletop and then set it down. Other leg to tabletop and down. Back and forth. Letting that one hip take all the work and the pressure, just briefly. And then bring it in recruitment. 1 more each way. Once that foot touches down, peel out of your bridge and pull your knees into your chest. Rock a titch side to side. Now let's come back to center, set those feet back down. Arms down by your sides. Let's come back up to that bridge. Once you get up here, take a moment, kind of shift your shoulders underneath yourself, and then tilt your pelvis to the left ever so slightly, like you're rotating it on your spine. You're then gonna curl down the left side of your body. Breathe in. Exhale, curl up the left side of your body. Tilt the pelvis to the right, curl down. And up. One more each way. Tilt to the left, curl it down. Oh, that side's tight. And up. Tilt to the right. And up. Ooh, yeah. Come back to center and peel down the middle. Okay, we're gonna extend our legs long. I like pointing through the toes for this, but if you like dorsiflexion, go for it. Either is totally fine for me. Now, arms are gonna come up to the ceiling. We're doing a roll up, my friends. If this is not yet in your repertoire, your first step is gonna be to slide one hand under the small of your back instead of having both up to the ceiling. And in that kind of frozen moment that sometimes happens in the roll up, you can press your back into that hand, or you can press your hand into the mat and help physically push yourself up. Those are options, okay? If neither of those work for you, snag a towel, roll it up, and slide it underneath the small of your back. That may help a lot more than you think it would. All right, palms are facing towards your feet, shoulders down, chin to chest. We're gonna curl all the way up, 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 up. Dive over those legs for a forward folded stretch, and then sit up tall. Now we're gonna curl back. Yep. Trying to not plop. The best place to work on the roll up is the roll down, in my opinion. So if that roll up is just not happening for you, my suggestion is to roll to your side, push yourself up, find that seated position, and practice the down without plopping, okay? We're gonna do 3 more of these. Shoulders heavy, chin to chest, peel it up. And up we come. Dive over those legs briefly and sit up tall. Curling down. 2 more. Dive, sit up. And last one. Coming on up. Dive over and sit up tall. Now we're gonna move into this thing called neck pull. It's very similar to the roll down portion of the roll up movement, but our hands are gonna be back behind our head, and we're gonna try to flat back hinge as far back as we can until we have nowhere else to go, and then we roll down finally. So it's a flat back lean to a curl down. Now, the harder, trickier part is getting back up out of it because we don't have the long arms in front of us anymore. If this is a sticking point for you and a place that you know you're like, roll-ups are new to me and this is not gonna fly, try one with me. And if it's still not great, go back to the standard roll-up if you were starting to nail that one, okay? Arms are out, hands come back, legs are out, hands come back behind your head, elbows slightly in your peripheral vision, and I want you to get really tall here for a moment. Like traction your head up a little. Now, on an exhale, we're gonna lean back as far back as we can get until you can't lean anymore, and then roll down towards the floor. Okay, big breath in. Now it's called neck pull, not because I actually want you pulling on your head and your neck. So be gentle with yourself. On your next exhale, you're gonna take chin to chest and curl up, 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 up until you can sit all the way up tall. We have 2 more of these. We're gonna lean, 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 and then roll down when we need to. Big breath. Exhale, come on up, dive over those legs, sit up tall. Last one, lean, 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 and then curl it down. Big breath. Curl it up and dive over. Sit up tall, hands back behind you again. Ooh, mine are sweaty. I must dry them off first. There we go. Hands are back behind you again. Now, fingers are pointed away from you, legs are long, and on your next exhale, you're gonna lift your booty and inhale down. 4 more. Looking at the sky when you come up and the wall when you're down. Last one. And down we go. Now, dorsiflexion in your feet. Separate them a little bit. And then arms forward. If you need more space, take the legs wider. And now you're gonna think about stretching the back of that shirt as you dive forward. And now give me little pulses. 3, 2, 1, sit up tall. Arms out to your teeth. We're gonna go into some saw. So we're gonna exhale, twist, dive pinky fingers towards pinky toe, and sit up tall. Switch. and switch, and switch, and switch. One more pair. Arms out, pause here, swing them in front of you, point your toes, and curl yourself all the way back. Lay your arms down to rest and walk your feet into that same bridging position we were in earlier. From here, neutralizing your pelvis, so thinking about your the pelvic bowl just kind of pointed straight at the sky. We're gonna bring one leg at a time to tabletop. Now this is a controversial position because if you've got belly on you, it may be really hard to hold this up. And also, we don't spend a lot of time holding the weight of our legs up like this. But there are practical, functional things you want to do in life that mean your legs are up, right? So, we're gonna hold here. And if you need a break at any point, you're gonna set your feet down, okay? Now, if you need more space, you can do all this workout wide. That's relevant, get it. That's probably where your legs are gonna go anyway, right? So bring it back in if that's your jam today, but wide is totally relevant as well. Now, from the hip, we're gonna inhale one leg down and exhale it up. And then switch. Now, if you're feeling spicy, like I am today, obviously, they're gonna pass each other in midair. Ooh, my hip flexors are done already, y'all. For 3, 2, 1, set that foot down, set the other one down to meet it, and then just flatten your legs for a minute. Come on, hip flexors. I believe in you. All right, now, this next little bit, walk your feet back in. I'm gonna stack my hands underneath my butt to give myself a little lift. If your hands don't love that, or you feel like your arms are too short, et cetera, fold up a towel a couple of times or grab a pillow off your couch. And then you're gonna lift your booty and slide it underneath. I'm gonna just put my hands. I like stacking my hands. There we go. So this gives us a little bit of elevation for the pelvis. And then we're gonna bring those legs back to tabletop. Holding up here. We're gonna extend one leg long and then pull it back in. And then the other leg goes long. The slightly lifted pelvis tends to feel a little safer for the low back. And if at any point during this movement, you're like, nope, can't do it, shoot the legs higher. Try going up, okay? One more each way. Back to center, set one foot down at a time. Lift your tush, pull your pad or your hands out. Now, making sure I've got clear space for it, we're gonna go to single leg circles. So arms, I like them a little wider personally for this. I'm gonna extend my left leg nice and long just so it's out of the way. And I'm gonna bring my right leg to tabletop. And then I'm gonna straighten it up towards the sky. That's down for me today. I can't get to 90 today, and that's okay. You go to the angle that works for you. Now we're gonna take that leg across the body, down and around. 2, and 1 at the top, reverse it. 3, 2, 1. Lower that leg. I promise we're gonna get a delicious hip flexor stretch towards the end. I promise. Now the other leg pops up. There's only 6 in each direction, but let's straighten that leg towards the sky, take it across, down and around. 2, 1 at the top, reverse. 2, and 1. Lower that leg down. We're gonna roll onto our side now. I'm gonna do a brief mat adjustment. There we go. Oh yeah, the sweat angels have begun. Yummy. Okay, we're gonna do some side leg series, and you have some options here. The shoulder stability option is forearm down, pressing up and strong, and you can't let your spine sink here. No hammock spine. So if you feel like, yeah, man, my shoulders are tired and I'm just gonna sink into this, your next option is the gossiping at a sleepover position, okay? Totally relevant, good place to be. You can let your body kind of sink into the mat. Though I will challenge you, even if you're down here, to think about, how do I tilt my pubic bone away from me, or my pelvis away from me, so that I can feel like it's lifted and not just squashed into the floor, okay? Very last option, if you don't have to think about either of those things, is arm underneath your head like a little pillow. And if that arm doesn't feel great doing that, literally grab a pillow off your couch. It's relevant, okay? I'm gonna be an overachiever today and put that forearm down. We'll see if my shoulders are into it or not. All right, scooting away so I don't kick anything. I like top hand on my hip for this. Now, the legs can both be out and long, or if at any point you feel like you need more support, you're gonna bend that bottom knee in and it becomes a little tripod for you, okay? Those are your 2 leg position options. I'm gonna go full out. We'll see how it goes. I might give up halfway through, we'll see. Now here, we're gonna float that leg to hip height, dorsiflexion in the foot, kick it forward, and then point and pull it back. Kick and pull. Oof. For 3, 2, and 1. Hold it out here, lift and lower. 2, 1, pull it back, lift and lower. 3, 2, 1, swing it in line with the bottom leg and lower it down. Now bend both knees in towards you. The heels are back towards your tush. Reset whatever shoulder setup you have, top hand on your hip. Your feet are your pivot point now, and on your exhale, open and close. If this is really big, it's likely that your pelvis is going with you. And I want you to create a little battle in your hip socket. Tell that hip, nope, you don't get to come with me. 3 more. 2, and 1. Lower it down. Now, this top leg is gonna reach out long from that hip and draw little circles. They're about the size of an appetizer plate now. 2, 1, reverse. 3, 2, 1, lower it down. Hop yourself up. Find a Z sit position. So the front knee's bent in front of you, the back knee tucks behind. And if this is too tight of a composition for you, walk your feet out wider. And if that still doesn't feel great for your hips, stick a folded up towel or a pillow under your butt and give yourself a little elevation. Actually, a bolster works great too if you have a yoga bolster. Okay, before we switch sides, we're gonna do a little mermaid here. So the hand that's furthest from your feet comes down onto the mat. The other arm comes out to the side, trying to keep this now very tight hip down as part of the challenge. Take a nice big breath in. Exhale, come up and over. You can bend that down arm. Oh, and find a stretch into your shirt on the side. And then exhale, we come up and counter stretch the other way. Ooh, 1 more each way, like this. And then we're gonna add on. Let's go back to the first side, furthest from your feet. Take a big breath in. Exhale, rotate your chest towards the floor, spread your hands out. If you need to, physically move some flesh. Bend the elbows, lower yourself down. Now, shoulder, press into the heels of your hands and lift your chest forward and up. And exhale, lower it. Inhale, chest forward and up. Exhale, lower. Last 2. And lower. Last 1's gonna make you cuss at me. Come up here and hang out. Now this back leg, lift it and lower it. Oh! Can be off of the floor an inch. No prescription for how high it needs to be. For 2. And 1, lower it down. Bend your elbows back down towards the floor. The back hand, the one that was furthest from the front. Wow, I'm bad at telling that right now. It's gonna come forward again. We're gonna de-rotate back to our side bend and come all the way up and counter stretch 1 more time. I'm gonna grab my back foot here and give it a pull. Definitely just lost my words there for a moment. Thank you for sticking with me. Let's come up vertical and we're gonna roll over to do the other side. Now, whatever position you did on the first side for your side leg series, try to do it on this side too. By no means do I want you to struggle through it. If this shoulder is flipping you the bird and it's just not gonna work, that's fine. Swap to one of the lower positions, but try the same version you did on the other side. So, Here, if you're on that forearm, make sure that you're not sinking. It's lifted and on. We're gonna float that top leg to hip height, dorsiflexion of the foot, kicks forward, points to pull back. I am so very sweaty, y'all. 2, and 1. Kick it in front of you, little baby lifts and lowers. 3, 2, 1, pull it back, little baby lifts and lowers. 3, 2, 1, swing it in line, lower it down. Bend those knees in towards you. Reset your shoulder if you need to. Make sure you're not sinking here. Feet are your pivot point. Open and close. Open and close. Find that battle in your hip socket again. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Lower it down. Hold here. Soften your shoulder if you need to. I know they're getting tired, but then press back up. Extend that top leg long and then circle it. About the size of an appetizer plate. 2, 1, reverse. 3, 2, 1. Bend it in, press yourself up. And let's find that Z-sit shape. I am gonna need a shower after this. Okay, hand that's furthest from your feet comes down onto the mat. Remember, you'll bend that forearm if you wanna get lower. The other arm comes out to the side. We're gonna take a nice big breath in. Exhale, come up and over. Stretch the side of your shirt. Breathe in. Exhale, come on up. And then we reach and counter stretch the other way. Let's go back to the first side. And counter stretch. Woo. Now we're going back to the first side and we're gonna hang out there. Shoulders away from your ears. Take a big breath in. Exhale, twist your waist, bring your chest towards the floor. Elbows go wide after you spread your hands out. Now on an inhale, lift your chest forward and up. And exhale down. Inhale, lift it forward and up. Exhale down. 3 more. And down. Last 2. And down. Last 1 sticks. Come up and hold it. Find that sort of push-pull sensation and accentuate it in your hands. And this back leg is gonna lift and lower. It can be an inch. It doesn't have to be big. 3, 2, 1 more time. Now we're gonna come down, slide the backhand to the center again, de-rotate, and come all the way up. Pooped, 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 pooped. We're not done though. We still have back work to do. So we're gonna roll onto our stomach. Legs reaching long behind us for now, and then we're gonna lower ourselves down. Hands just in front of your shoulders, elbows tight to the body. Take a moment to tuck the toes under on one side and reach into that heel so much it kind of opens up your low back, and then set it back down. And then the other side, tuck the toes, reach, 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 and then lower it down. Now, looking at the floor, hover your head right above it. Take a moment to press the tops of your feet down into the floor and tuck your tailbone down. On your next inhale, you're gonna lift your chest forward and up and exhale down. Trying to not push into your hands as much as possible. Inhale and down. Inhale up and down. 3 more. And down. 2. And down. Next one sticks. Come up and hold it. Hover your hands off the mat and breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands down, head down. Relax your legs, wag your butt left and right a couple times. Now we're gonna prop ourselves up to forearms down, chest reaching forward. Now it's really easy here. Look at my body for a moment. I'm not controlling anything about my back at the moment, and I look really sway back, and it's kind of pinchy, and it does not feel nice. So for this single leg kick section, I'm gonna tuck my tailbone towards the floor and zip my abdominals up. So it's my thighs and pubic bone pressing into the mat. I'm not just sinking here. If you feel lots of tension in your low back, take that moment, find that lift, and think about your chest reaching forward through your arms. Now, stabilizing here. You're gonna bend one knee, dorsiflexion in the foot, kick your butt twice, and then reach that leg long before you set it down. Other side, kick, kick, and reach. Kick, kick, and reach. Kick, kick, and reach. Kick, kick. One more pair. And reach. Come on down off of your forearms and take a breather for a moment. Now, we're gonna go into double leg kick, which is similar, but both legs are gonna be coming in, kicking towards your butt. And then when the legs reach long, you're gonna be reaching your arms back long behind you. So the standard starting position, or the one they teach in the Pilates instructor training books, is hands interlaced behind your back. And then when you reach, it's this. We reach back and up. That is really untenable for most people. So we're gonna do the variation that doesn't have our hands straight behind our back. They're gonna be down by our sides. And if you don't want your forehead down on the floor in the prep, in the in-between, your head can be turned to one side. And then as you come up, the next time you come down, just make sure you turn your head the other way, okay? I'm gonna do that version of it. So we're starting down, arms are by our sides. Activate those legs, push your pubic bone down towards the floor a little bit. And then you're gonna bend both knees, dorsiflexion. You're gonna kick, kick. And then as you reach the leg long, reach the arms and lift the chest as well. Looking at the floor. If your head is turned, rotate it the other way. Kick, kick, and reach. Kick, kick, and reach. And reach, one more pair. Kick, kick, and reach. Last one, kick, kick, and reach. Hold here, now swim the legs like you're swimming away from a shark for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower it all down. Push yourself back to a child's pose sort of shape, but real heavy. Rock that tush left and right. We're gonna take a shoulder stretching moment before we finish with our piece de resistance. Come back to center, walk your hands a little forward so that your butt comes up off your heels, and then slide one arm underneath the other armpit, letting that shoulder and ear drop towards the floor. Threading a needle, just stretching those shoulders. Now on your next exhale, unwind and go the other way. Breathing, breathing. Let's come back to center. Walk towards the front edge of your mat. Wow, my knees are sweaty and this mat's gotten kind of slippery. We're gonna find that hand scoop. You're gonna tuck your toes underneath you, and on your next exhale, you're gonna hover those knees and walk your feet out to sort of that plank shape. Pelvis forward, chest reaching forward. Now, the work here truly is lift your heels, pulse, pulse, and then drop, drop. Pulse, pulse, drop, drop. Pulse, pulse, drop, drop. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, butt to sky. And forward. For 3, 2, and 1. Come down to your knees, pop up off your wrists, and we're going to a hip flexor and hamstring stretch now. You're gonna step one foot forward. Doesn't really matter which one. Make sure it's outside of 90 degrees. So a 90-degree bend would be like in here. We wanna slide it out a little further. Now, if at any point your down knee feels wonky, lift it, set it back down, see if everything settles. We're gonna get as vertical as we can with our body. Take a moment, tuck your tailbone underneath you like a scared dog. You'll probably feel a stretch right away, because I did already. And then this right knee is gonna shift forward. Ho, ho, ho. It's a big opener in the front of this down hip. Oh. While we're here, take the hand on the same side as the down leg and take it up to the ceiling. And then lift your chest towards the sky. Neutralize your spine and then side bend away from the down leg. Your other arm can be on that thigh as a good stabilizer. And then come back to center. Hands touch down. You're gonna kick that front leg out, bring it to dorsiflexion, so pull the toes up. And then just kind of be hinged over here, reaching the sit bones away from the heel. Find a hamstring, calf possibly. If you're feeling this a lot behind your knees, it's probably the split of the hamstring back there. Only go into it as much as you can. If you want more, you're gonna physically squeeze the front of your leg, your quads turn on, and that will open the back of the leg more. If reaching this is difficult, yoga blocks are a good place to be. Hands can be on the thigh. I don't want you to put a ton of pressure on your knee joint, so be light with it. And then come up vertical just to switch sides. Stepping your other foot forward outside of 90 degrees. Get vertical with your body, tuck your tail underneath you like a scared dog, and then slide it forward. This side's not as tight though. I'm glad that I did this the second side. Okay, the arm on the free side goes up to the ceiling. Now here, you're going to lift your chest to accentuate this stretch and make it a little bit more about the thoracic spine. Then you're gonna neutralize that spine and side bend away from the down leg. Anybody else just kind of feel pukey anytime they have to get into a deep stretch? Yeah, makes me a little bit nauseous. Let's swing it back to center. Bring your hands down in front of you and kick that leg out. Dorsiflexion in the foot, fire that quad up if you can. And think sit bone away from heels. Three more big breaths. And then bring that knee back under you, or use that foot, bring it in towards you to stand up. Putting your hands on that thigh and pressing yourself up. We're gonna end with just one more little set of roll downs. So get those feet in parallel, sit bone distance apart, or whatever width feels comfy to you. We're gonna sweep the arms up to the ceiling for this one. Lift the chest at the top, push the arms back down, let them hang, and then chin to chest, dive it down and forward, arms dangling in the sockets all the way towards the floor. At the bottom, soften your knees, or I should say bend one knee and press into the low back and hip on the other side. And then switch, bend the other knee. Come back to center, soften both, and curl back up like you're trying to stretch the back of your shirt. And stack it tall. And that's it, my friends. I hope you got just as sweaty as I am, and that you'll be feeling this tomorrow. Be nice to your legs, take some stretchy moments, be nice to yourself in general, and have a fabulous rest of your day. Thanks for joining me.